What's up, guys? It's Franklin from Dual Humor, and today we have a very different video to showcase for you guys, and it's a very informative one. I feel like, there's a lot of new Yu-Gi-Oh players coming out in the game, and they need some help just getting into it, and I want to give 5 tips on how to become a great Yu-Gi-Oh player. Starting with number 1, there's different play styles in Yu-Gi-Oh! So you guys should find the play style that works for you. And whether it's control, such as this guy playing hand traps right here, I don't know what exactly he's playing, or combo, like Midoche's, or like a mid-range deck, like Datascape and stuff like that, or Eldritch is a control deck. So you want to see what play style works for you, so you can further pick a deck that can provide you that fun and playability and game style basically you like to play. And a specific deck might not tailor to everyone. Like Infernoble Knights is a combo deck. It might not tailor to everybody who, well, maybe someone likes a slower paced deck like Guru like I play, or a mid-range deck that does both but not like super well. And it's okay. There's good decks in every aspect of the gameplay of Yu-Gi-Oh! And so yeah, you really want to pick a deck that you like, that you'll enjoy playing, and that you'll play for a long time, because that's how you get good with that deck, and that's how you get good in this game. Now, tip number 2. Watch combo tutorials and just like deck test of your particular deck that you are interested in playing. Now, there are decks such as like control decks like Guru and Ultrageist, where it might not be as many combos, so to say, or even True Dracos, where there might not be any combos to really learn off of. However, there's interactions that you can learn from. So whether it's just like a regular locals tournament match in either in real life, or in this case virtual, or like a Zoom match, or in real life, or Nats or whatever, even in the past, if it was a couple months back, it's good to see the interactions that certain cards can have with the deck that you are trying to main, because in these cases you will learn how certain matches would go and your weaknesses in particular decks before you make a full commitment on this particular deck. So it's really important that you look at combos, you look at deck profiles, and you look at live matches, or in this case virtual matches, to see how it fares. And in these cases there are moments called formats. There are parts in Yu-Gi-Oh that we go through formats, and sometimes some decks aren't going to be as viable in these formats. So like some control decks specifically won't work in a certain format, while another one will shine. And it's very important and very imperative that you see that. Okay, so tip number 3, guys. You want to play with and against the meta. Now, this is piggybacking over tip number 2, because depending on the meta, you'll know how to adjust your deck. And sometimes you might have to be more hand traps. You might have to add more hand traps to your combo / control deck to counteract certain decks in the meta, or certain decks that have an advantage over your deck. And then in some cases you might have to learn a particular flaw or weakness that a main deck, a meta deck might have. Such like right now, Drytrons and Virtual World are running the meta, and you would like to know what some flaws for Virtual World and Drytrons are. You look it up, you look at how they play, and you look at how the opponent counteracts some of these decks. For instance, in Virtual Worlds, you will maybe you want to side in Lancias, or for Drytrons, you want to side in Drolls, or even main deck in some cases. So it's really imperative that you play with them and against them. Now, tip number 4. This is kind of cliche, but it's really true. You have to learn from your losses. And it's a big difference between a good Yu-Gi-Oh player and a great Yu-Gi-Oh player. Learning from your losses, because in Yu-Gi-Oh, to be honest with you, you're probably going to lose a lot of games, especially in the beginning. And it's very imperative that you don't get upset or like flustered over these losses, but learn from the interactions. Because there's a lot of games where you could have won if you knew a certain aspect or when to activate this card at a specific time. And it's good to see that and reflect on your losses, but don't let it eat at you as well. So for me personally, what I do is, if I don't know a deck, or if I lose to a deck and I saw that there was like it was based on my mistakes, usually when I lose those decks, I ask the opponent. I'm like, after the game or after the match, I'll tell them, hey, what could I have done to stop this board, or what could I have done that would have hindered you a lot? And your opponents, and this one thing I like about the Yu-Gi-Oh community is that a lot of the opponents are very nice. A lot of the people, they'll tell you, well, if you would have done this, you could have stopped my whole turn, or if you would have done this, I probably would have ended on a weaker board. And it's very imperative that you have some humility in this game. If you want to get better, if you want to win tournaments, if you even want to win locals, you're gonna need to know this, and you're gonna need to like ask questions and learn interactions. So the fifth tip and the final tip I'll give in this video is, do not give up. So in this case, I would like to do it in two different ways. So the first way I would like to say is that do not give up on a deck that you enjoy, that you have not fully learned. So for me, initially, believe it or not, before I started profiling 100 or thousands of Subterror videos, I was really bad with Subterrors, and I didn't know a lot of interactions. I didn't know certain parts that really would help you in the long run, such as final battle. You could have activated a damage step, which hinders your opponent's ability to counteract it. It's a attack gain and attack basically, and it will like come to surprise when your opponent says declare attack, and you're like, okay, start of the damage step, activate final battle. Now a lot of cards cannot be activated at that time. However, if you don't give up in certain aspects, well, in every aspect of life, you do not want to give up if you really want to improve, and it doubles in Yu-Gi-Oh. And so you should not blame yourself if you are always losing, because there's sometimes a lack of knowledge that can occur in those times. And what you want to do is just get more information. If certain aspects of the rules or certain interactions you're very weak at, you can always look at the rule book, or you can ask someone who's more of a veteran for guidance. But the last thing you want to do is to say, oh, I'm a bad Yu-Gi-Oh player, this game isn't for me, or I'm just not viable with this, I can't learn this stuff. Because it's a game that takes time, and you can improve in this game and become a successful Yu-Gi-Oh player, to be honest with you. So that is my 5 tips of how to become a better Yu-Gi-Oh player. And if you guys really enjoy this and really want to see more videos, informative videos like this, just let me know, and I'll be happy to provide some guidance, and maybe you can learn a few things. Also hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. It does help out. And Franklin from Do Humor out. Peace, guys.